Hello everyone, my name is Clay. Welcome to Calem Enterprise Training. Today we're going to cover work order module. There are many functions that we need to cover in this session, including the work order creation, life cycles and notifications, planning, execution till close. We're also going to cover some topics in work orders, including the permit, service level agreement, work order quote, cost reports. So let's get started. Let's take a look at the roles in work orders. We have maintenance supervisors and managers. They're mapped to work order planner and work order monitor in Calem. Their job is to approve work order, release work order for execution, close work order, create work order. And they also do the planning. For operations, the supervisor and the manager, including internal and maybe also your external customers, they can be work order acceptor. They accept or reject work orders. They can also create work orders. For the technical staff, for your internal technical staff and vendor staff, they are users with EAM crew checked, and they can execute a work order and create work orders. For operations staff, including your customers, they are just the users in Calem. They can create a work order, they can create a service request. Work orders can come into Calem from different sources, from manual entry, from a service request, generated from PMs, and also generated from meter triggers. For manual entry, you can just create a work order, create a completed work order, or you can use stock PM and PM plans to create work orders. So they would copy over all the permits, steps, safety, labor parts, etc. All the information over. So for creation, you just using the simple create work order menu, just set the priority work order type, and when the work order needs to be completed, pick an asset or location, a short description, and a subject line, and you can just save it. There are two main states for a work order. There are open state that work orders is being worked on, and closed status, closed state when the work order is done. And once work order is in closed state, it cannot be edited, but you can reopen it to edit. For work order goes to closed state, just need the status to be disapproved, cancelled, or in other words, all these terminal statuses. So disapproved, cancelled, incomplete, and closed. And here's the blog talking about the stage that we're going to cover here today. There are also this stage for each work order. It's a lot easier to look at a work order from this stage perspective. Work order is created. It's in a submission state. Once it's approved, it's getting to the planning stage. And the planners fill out all the parts, labor, and steps, safety measures, and then release the work order into execution phase. And executed work order is completed. It gets into reviewed phase, or it can just be closed from the after it's completed. And work order TaskView shows work orders by its stages. You can see the checked tabs are the stage that have been completed, and here's the current stage, and there are yellow dot stages that have not been completed yet. And the TaskView simplifies work order management. Work order status drives all the state and stage a work order gets created in status new, it can be disapproved or cancelled, maybe due to false reports or duplicate. It can be approved for planning, and once the planning is done, it's released for execution. If someone pick up a work order, start to execute it, he can change the work order to in progress. And a work order can then be completed. It can be optionally accepted, rejected, then closed. And you can see the approved stage maps to planning, the released stage, the execution stage maps to released, and also the review stage maps to completed work order. So there's the status drives the stage and state. Work order email notification are done for whenever a status is changed. You can decide which status to turn on, who to notify. When a work order is assigned, when there's comments or attachments added to the work order. And you can also interact with work order with email. You can just the email to reply email you can also include attachments that would be added to work order as attachment. Your email portion would be added as work order comments. We have just reviewed the TaskView for work orders, shows work orders in stages, and it's better for daily work order management. And we also have a DataView for work order that shows work order by date subject. So you can jump to a specific area like instruction, labor part, downtime meter directly. And there's instant switch between the data views. If you're on task view, you can click on data view to jump to the data view. Then you can switch back. For the work order planning, there are several ways to assign someone to work order. One is that you can use the menu at the planning phase, assign to me or assign to others. Or you can just edit the work order and change assign it to directly. You can also go to scheduled labor to do assignment. Multiple people can be assigned to a work order. You can also use weekly schedule. That would be in the scheduling module to assign people to work orders. At the planning phase, there's also the setup for permit, safety, and step. For PM work orders, they're just copied from PM. For often used work orders, you can use PM plans to create work orders using the stock, the permits, safety, and steps from that PM plan or PM. Otherwise, for ad hoc corrective work orders, you can manually set the information there. You can use the permit, safety measures, and work step list for ad hoc corrective work orders. Just manually set them. Also, for part and tool required for a work order, they are just copied from PM. Otherwise, you can just use the planned part, planned tool to set them. If you use whenever a planned part is entered, they become reserved at inventory stores. If you have min-max and auto order configured for the part, and if there's a shortage, a requisition will be generated automatically. The same goes for the tool. And for a tool, you just use them, check out, use them, then return to the store. During work order execution, you can check the safety measures. You can multi-check them, check several rows of them, and click the down to complete them. The same goes for the work order steps. You can just have multiple rows checked and complete them. For work order steps, you can also use pass, fail, or none to indicate if a step has passed or failed, if applicable. For work order hours reporting, a technician can log into assigned work order, can just go to the work order, click on start and stop clock to report hours. And this is if someone is assigned to work order, this menu would be enabled automatically. And if you click start, it would change to stop by the system. The other option is just to go to the labor list to use the add creation menu to just add hours, report hours that one worked for the work order. And you can go to you can record unplanned or planned downtime at the downtime list. So just enter hours there. And you can issue part from the part list. You can just do say I need to check out a part. And you can also check out part at a planned list. You can check out one item by check one row and do use item menu to check out that part, or you can do use all. So you just check out all the planned parts onto the work order. Again, this one talks about reservation and the auto requisition generation here. For meters, you can add meter reading for PMs. They are copied over, and you can do add readings to record meter reading. You can also do add reading down to say here's the reading that the work order is completed. So it allows you to record multiple reading points, and you can indicate which one is the one that should be used for work order completed. And that reading can then be used for PM work order planning and generation. You could include multiple assets in a work order for inspection. And you can use the record inspection menu, which would prompt you say, does all the assets pass inspection? You can say yes, then the system would just auto check all of them. Otherwise, you can do individually report the inspection results for the assets. You can also launch replace, repair, rebuild, and reuse process. If for serialized asset, you can say it failed and I need to replace it. I need to then repair the replaced asset, then return back to inventory. You can also simply create a repair work order for an asset that you find there's an issue, then put it back. You can use more menu, this more drop down to select completed menu to complete a work order. And you just need to set actual start, actual finish, optionally set a failure, action, and root cause. They may be required depending on the settings from failures module. And add a note, then you can just complete the work order. A completed work order can be accepted, rejected, or directly closed, depending on the review required flag. You can turn on a review required flag in the work order, so they have to go through accept or reject phase before they can be closed. Permits can be included, can be set for work orders. If a work order has permits, they must be completed before you start a work order. And you cannot complete a work order if there are permits that have not been completed. So to complete a permit, you have to check off every step and then have someone inspect it, have the area foreman, organizer, safety department all agreed so that the permit can be deemed as completed. You can define a grace period past need by as a service level agreement. Say you can say here, say I have 2 days past the needed by time for the work order. Otherwise, a service alarm would be raised. You can also define a pre-alert email. For instance, I want to say I want to get an email 3 days prior to the need by date so that someone can start work on it. A credit hold can be set at a contract for a work order, and if there's credit hold, whenever you open up this work order, a prompt would be shown here, said there's credit hold, and you cannot edit this work order or proceed with this work order. You can also do skill match when you assign someone to work orders. To do a skill match, first you have to define skill. So you have to define for a vendor what's the certificate and certificate level. Then you define skill requirements by site. And define user skills by vendor and their certificate level, expiration date. When you assign someone to work order, if there are skills assignment enabled configured in your system, you would get this lookup, and it will show the based on the work order the people matching the skill requirements. You can always select no skill match, and we also allow you to configure people you don't want to send to a certain site to do work orders. So you can also say this time I want to send someone down. So you can say site disallow to show those people. You can send an asset for off-site repair. There are menus here for you to do this, and then you receive them back from the outside. We also support vendor work orders. When you set a service site as a vendor, and the vendor would need to have a service provider flag set to be true. You can go to menu work order, open vendor work order, or vendor open work order to view all vendor work orders. And we also support calibration. And you need to have a PM and set the work order category to be calibration. And at a recording, you can record a reading based on the calibration phase. And there's also a calibration WO to view all calibration work orders. And we also allow you to print calibration certificate from the work order menus. And a work order can also be edited as a quote, so you can give it to your customer. We also allow labor and material discounts based on customers, so you can set up discounts per sites, and you can print quote and hand over to your customers. For work order print, there's a work orders to print list that you can always go to print a work order. And the work order print also include pictures, drawings, and PDF documents. If you attach them to work order, they also get printed out. Work order has highlighted areas in work order print that indicates user input. And you can also customize work order print based on your business needs. So let's take a look at the work order print functions. So there's this menu called W to print. You can open this up. It shows all the work orders you need to print. And if a work order is printed, it's taken out from the work order to print list. So to print a work order, you can pick one, check one, or check two, or you can simply print all. You can print as HTML or as PDF. There are also cost reports in work order module, and you can do PM on time, work order downtime, labor hours, plan versus actual, cost and labor cost. There's also a cost summary report at analysis module, so you can do the summary by group. So let's take a quick look. So work order cost reports are shown up here in the work order module. So you can have a PM on-time report, PM plan versus actual, PM downtime, cost summary and labor part, miscellaneous cost. In the analysis module, you can have work order labor, work order summary. When you do report, you specify a data range and you can group by. There's also this in the analysis module, there's also asset analysis. You can do downtime report, group by department location, asset group, and to see the summary. So now let's look at the hands-on lab. And in the hands-on lab, you will create a work order and create a work order from a PM plan, create a completed work order. Schedule users, just assign people to the work order, assign a team to the work order, print a work order, and also transition work orders to approved, released, in process, completed, accepted, and closed. And you also need to report hours and parts used in the work order, and need to check off steps and safety notes, add comments to work order, attach files to work order, and add meter readings to work order. Finally, email a work order using the work order email function. We haven't covered this, so if you go to any work order, and there's this menu called email, so you can email a work order. So that's all for the work order module, and our next module for training is the service request. Hopefully with this training you can start working with your work orders and create them, complete them, and if there are any questions, contact us at CalemEAM. Thank you.